Angela Yee. Thanks again to Plies for our amazing intro. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning.
Also, Maino is here.
New Maino, I'm
New
back.
Fresh outfit.
Yes,
okay, every
always
single
fresh.
day.
Yeah.
We're actually doing our show in Detroit today.
Yes.
So, yes. So, shout out to everybody out here. I'm doing an event with Pepsi. That should be fun.
That's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's like a Shark Tank type of thing.
We love Detroit also, by the way.
Shout out to Detroit, man.
You like Detroit too, Maino?
I love Detroit.
I love the D, baby.
Yeah. They got nice women there.
Do they?
Yeah, no, they definitely do.
What about the guys? Are there nice
Detroit
men
is
in
known
Detroit?
for their women.
What about the men?
Yeah, absolutely. Detroit is one of my favorite cities to visit, but you know that.
Yes, I do know that.
You know what I love about it? A lot of black-owned businesses. I actually have a business in Detroit.
You do.
My hair store. Okay.
Right.
Shout out to Private Label, to my partner Mikey.
I've gotten some bundles from them, too. And a wig. I got a wig from there.
I made you get a wig.
You
You get
did.
a lot of money, Ange.
Yeah, she's
Listen, I know I have a
filthy
lot of
rich.
investments. I didn't say they was making money.
Yeah, it's all right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't come
No,
to.
it
I'll be
all
wearing
makes
promo
sense.
clothes to work.
Shut up.
But yeah, so shout out to everybody in Detroit. We're going to be here for a few days. Shout out to Mary Sheffield,
Yes.
who we love out here. Also, my girl Chantel. But of course, we want to shine a light. So 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up if you want to shine a light on somebody doing something positive in your community, somebody who personally has done something for you, anybody that you feel like needs to get a little recognition for being absolutely amazing. 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up and you can shine a light on them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
What's up? It is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Maino's here.
Yes, I am.
New Maino.
New Maino.
New Maino that has no judgment against anyone.
Well, that's
And Jasmine from the Jasmine brand who just judged Maino.
I did. I'm allowed to judge Maino, but we can't judge any of your callers.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And we are shining a light on him. And I want to shine a light since I'm in Detroit on my girl Chantel.
Oh, Chantel.
Now, Chantel actually used to work for iHeart.
Okay.
And, now she just recently got a new job, so shout out to her. But anytime I come to Detroit, she has her own thing, Clever Curation, and whatever it is that I need to get done, I call Chantel and I get it done. I was trying to close on a building in Detroit. I was like, Chantel, can you help me find somebody that can help with getting the property tax and XYZ? 10 minutes later, she hits me back, and my attorney was like, how did you get in contact with this person?
Right.
That's amazing. You really make it happen, but it's because I know the people who can make it happen.
She's resourceful.
She is very resourceful. If you're in Detroit, I feel like you have to know Chantel.
All right, and people love her because people from Detroit, when you bring them or they go anywhere, there's like a certain type of I don't even know how to say it, like a personality trait about them where they're like super cool, friendly, but they're very direct.
Yes.
And they're down to earth, though, but
Yeah,
they're definitely
down to earth.
direct.
She's good people.
Very direct.
All right, so shout out to Chantel. Chantel the One is
Yes.
her Instagram. And now you guys get to shine a light on somebody doing something positive. 800-292-5150. Hello, who's this?
This is Dre.
Dre, who do you want to shine a light on?
I like to shine the light on my wife, my amazing wife. Her name is Mo Finesse.
Mo Finesse.
Mo
She's a rapper as
Finesse.
well. From Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Okay, now is her real name
Yes.
Mo Finesse?
No, her real name is Quinteria.
Okay.
That's pretty.
I don't know.
She goes
about
by
it.
Mo Finesse, though.
I'm just
I like that
wondering.
name. I like that.
Yeah, we like that.
From Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Now tell us
Yeah,
why you want to
she's
shine a
an
light on
amazing
her.
mother to I will right now, Miss E. She is an amazing mother to my children, an amazing wife to me. She deals with me and all my BS.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate her for that.
Now, Dre, what type of BS you be doing?
Not listening.
Okay.
Not listening. Very hard-headed. Very hard-headed, yes.
All right, well, Dre, you're going to do better.
Absolutely. I try to do better every day.
All right, I love it.
That's
well,
sweet.
Mo Finesse, shout out to you. Rod, who do you want to shine a light on, Rod?
I would like to shine a light on my fiance Francis for being there during my mental health episode.
Whoa, that's really a good thing.
Yeah. And she's also a great nail tech. So ladies, look her up at Finesse Grip.
Well, she's finesse, too.
Wait, what's her page again?
Her Instagram is Finesse Grip.
This is
There's
a day for finessing.
Yeah, finessing going on. You know what, though? I do want to ask you this, Rod. People have called up. Somebody called the other day for Ask Yee, and she was dealing with her son and mental health episodes that he's having. So tell me what it is that your wife does when those situations occur.
Oh, she's just very supportive. She tells me to calm down, not to overreact, and that usually things that I think are big are just very minuscule, and I shouldn't be overreacting.
Okay.
That's good, man.
A nice calming part of your
blessing.
life.
I like that you shining the light on your wife.
Yes.
I can't wait till one day when Maino does that. All right, thank you, Rod.
So I shine a light on somebody. I will.
On your wife, baby.
I will. Baby, I just want to shine a light on you.
You practicing?
Yeah.
You got another one?
Rich, who do you want to shine a light on?
Man, Angela, I want to shine a light on me and my wife.
Yes.
We've been together 5 years, going on 6 in October, married for 7 months in October as well.
Okay, nice.
I want to shine a light on us because we're expecting a new child in December. So
Congratulations.
Big blessings, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
There's a lot of love today.
A lot of love.
Yeah.
Man.
Let me ask you this. What made you decide to propose and get married?
Well, see, me and my wife, before the pandemic and everything, she stuck by my side with me being a single father of 4, bringing my kids into our relationship. It was a big step, a big move for me, and for her accepting me and my kids, it just like, I was mind blown,
Okay.
I don't want to get emotional, but yeah, it's an amazing thing, man. Black love is real.
Black love is real.
Okay.
I've been telling people that for the longest.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, thank you. I love that. Let me shine a light on y'all. 7 months in October.
Absolutely.
Having a baby in December.
Thank you so much.
Sagittarius,
Congratulations.
Thank y'all so much.
I see a common theme of women putting up with men.
baby. Yeah, I've been hearing that too. I'm like, oh gosh.
Are you putting up with somebody?
He done put her through some things.
Why are you
No,
going?
Jasmine, I'm just asking.
No.
You putting up, not
no,
currently.
I'm no,
She
not
wants to,
currently.
though.
We're gonna help you.
Can
with
you
that.
have one of your friends put her through it so she can put up with it?
Exactly. I'm going through it, but I'm gonna put up with it.
Yeah. And then one of your friends can call and be like, I want to shine a light on Jasmine.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light on them, 800-292-5150. Again, y'all can still call and leave a voicemail. And when we come back, we have Yeetie, and we'll be talking about TV. We'll talk about a show that is going to be rebooting and another show that is coming to an end. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
And Maino is here.
New Maino.
All right, and let's get into the Yeetie. Ryan Coogler is going to reboot the series X-Files, according to the creator. Y'all used to watch X-Files?
I remember that, yes.
I did watch
definitely.
it, yep.
Yeah, so they just teased his involvement on an episode of CBC's On the Coast podcast. So while the news hasn't been confirmed, we'll see what happens.
He did Black Panther, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the guy then.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
All right, and I just watched Wakanda Forever, finally.
Finally?
What you think?
Finally.
What? I loved
enjoyed
it.
I watched it on the plane. I wanted, so every time I tried to go to the movies to see it, it was sold out when it first came out, and then I was
Yeah.
super busy.
Yeah.
I watched
yeah.
it on a plane too.
I was emotional watching that movie. I was sitting in the theater with my arms crossed like this. Wakanda forever. Forever.
I definitely was like, kill him.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't
It was
see
a
it,
good
I won't give
movie,
a
though.
spoiler, but I guess everyone saw it by now. All right, and Grownish is going to end with season 6 on Freeforms. They're going to have episodes debuting this summer for the season. Well, I guess the premiere's coming. This season's coming to an end. It's going to air in 2 parts. The first half will premiere this summer, and then the second part will air in 2024.
6 seasons is a good run.
Yeah, that's a nice run. Because how long can you be in college, right? And some people were there for 6
seasons.
seasons.
I never watched
Grownish?
Grownish, Singlish, Blackish. But
You
I'm a
never
fan
watched
of
that?
Kenya Barris though. I like his stuff though.
Yeah, shout out to Kenya Barris.
Yeah.
He actually hit me up recently just to show me some support. He was
That's
like,
dope.
if you need anything, call me.
Yeah, that's dope.
All right, but on the final season, Lil Yachty is going to be a guest, Anderson .Paak. And so it's also going to hit its 100th episode during season 6.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
All right, and NBA YoungBoy and Nicki Minaj have announced a collab.
Okay.
So I know you guys are excited for this. And so a feature from Nicki Minaj is going to be on NBA YoungBoy's Don't Try This at Home. And NBA YoungBoy also has the official pre-order link for that. It's going to be 33 songs.
What's the single?
Oh wow.
April 21st it comes out.
What's the single called?
WTF.
Okay, I like that.
WTF.
What the? All right, so get ready for this. You can pre-order again on April 7th, and then the whole project comes out on April 21st.
Okay.
All right, and in more new songs and projects, Metro Boomin and Jid have revealed plans for a joint album, so get ready for a full-length collaboration with them. Now, Metro Boomin said, got a lot of new music coming, but when me and Jid drop, and then he put all the fire emojis.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Jid.
You're not?
Not at all.
Oh, honestly, you would really like Jid a lot.
Okay.
I think, you know what? We're going to listen to some of that outside of here.
Okay, perfect. Put me on.
You'll get familiar. You'll really like him.
Okay.
What about you, Maino?
I know who he is. I haven't really tapped into the music though.
Okay, the three of us need to tap in, and Ange can school us on.
Yeah, because I interviewed him before. I definitely listened to his projects. Just, and whenever I do an interview, I always make sure I really pay attention and listen. And he's really dope.
He's from Atlanta too, right?
Yeah, he's from Atlanta.
Cool.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And we have a lot going on today because Omarion is going to be joining us.
Can you sing his name again?
Omarion.
Is that singing?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But every time she says Omarion, it's like you always thinking of groceries.
I can't help it. It's my fault.
It's
okay. All right.
Trigger.
Jasmine needs a hookup.
Y'all make me feel and sound so desperate.
No, but the fact that you didn't see Creed 3 is bothering me, and I was supposed to.
Angela,
yeah, but I was supposed to hook her up to get somebody to take her.
Maino was supposed to find me a date
I failed
to take me to. Yeah, you did fail me. It's okay. There's enough movies to go around.
So it's your fault.
Yeah, it is. Creed 3 is probably on cable now.
I know, it's too late. It'll be another movie you can find me a man
you
to
missed the
take
moment.
me out.
It already broke box office records.
It did, without my date.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. And guess what? It's all about you, Maino. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
About last night. This is what we did last night. Now, Maino.
Yeah.
It is Ramadan.
It is
so we
Ramadan.
know you're coming in here. You can't eat until the sun goes down.
Right.
But we want to know what happened when the sun went down last night.
Peer pressure. I'll tell you that. Hanging out with the guys, me, Fab, Jim Jones, Dave East, Joey Badass, Tiana Taylor.
New York crew.
Real New York
You're
crew.
so famous.
Is it so? Is it so?
Yes.
I wouldn't say so.
Go ahead, Maino. Continue with your story about last night.
We went to the premiere of Tiana's new movie, 1001. Shout out to her. Very good, very dope.
We were talking about it.
The trailer looks really good.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of Tiana. I like the pivot, right? And then we hanging out at the after party. We went to Lagos, and I was eating. I broke my fast there. I was hungry.
Okay.
Right. So
What did you eat?
I had fried rice with chicken.
And do you have to not eat too much? Because sometimes your stomach shrinks when you don't eat.
You're supposed to take a date because a date.
Yeah,
is
you eat dates when you break your fast.
Probiotic.
Okay.
Right. So I did that, and then as it turned into like a little party vibe.
Okay. And Maino loves the party.
Shot o'clock started.
Uh-oh.
And I see a fresh bottle of Clase Azul that Tiana just went and got. And I
fresh
see
bottle.
Fresh bottle with the bell. Ding. And I see shot glasses. And I'm saying to myself, I'm whispering to Fab like, now I'm on this
Ramadan.
He like, man, it's after the sun is down.
Okay, Fab.
Just take one drink. And he started pouring drinks, and it was just like peer pressure. But I stood steadfast though.
Oh,
Okay. Good for you.
Good, Maino.
Held it down.
Okay.
So you didn't have no drinks?
I didn't have no drinks.
So you're going to do this whole Ramadan
With no
phase
drinks?
with no alcohol?
Yeah, no alcohol, man. With no discipline is what?
I don't know. What's the rest of that statement?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he a man at all? Like,
He is.
it sounded cool to say though.
It did. Until I asked him to follow up.
Sounded wise.
Man, with no discipline is human.
Yeah.
You know how y'all be, I'm a work in progress.
Yeah.
Every time guys
That's their
mess up,
go-to line.
I'm a work in
Yeah,
progress.
like, here we go.
But yeah, so that sounded like a little bit of peer pressure.
Yeah.
But I stayed down.
10 toes down.
Okay. Well, we love that.
Yeah.
All right, Maino, and you see, we've been good with you up here. We haven't been pressuring you during the day.
No, it's rough up here.
We haven't had a drink since you
It's
didn't
been
know
times
Ramadan.
that I walked right in here. And first of all, you might as well. You got food laying right here. You got cookies laying right here.
Well, in my defense, the first day, I didn't know you were doing Ramadan, so I had snacks for you. The second day was Angela's executive producer of the show, Dan, put cookies in front of your station.
Yeah.
In front of your mic.
Right.
And you were a little irritated by that.
Yeah, I'm
You're like,
like,
yeah, why
man,
would you do
why
this?
would you do me like that?
Now, old Maino would have.
You
No.
what? You got us.
I wish I could see. I wish you guys
Maino
could see.
came in here today. He said, "So there's never a reason to get violent." I'm like for self-defense. Oh, that's the only reason. I'm like, kind of.
I like the voice she just gave you. What he say, Ann?
There's no reason to get violent. I was like, not for no reason, Maino.
No, it was a little bit more smoother than that.
I don't know.
Reason to get
We can
violent.
talk about that. We'll talk about that another
Look at that
time.
voice.
After
But
voice.
anyway, thank you, Maino, for sharing with us, and we're here to support you.
Thank you.
Yep, any way possible.
Thank you.
All right, well, that was About Last Night. It is Way Up with Angela Yee. And when we come back, we have comedian Just Pam. You know, it's a Thursday, so we always do Mastery of Comedy. And I want to shout out to my girl, Just Pam, again. Make sure y'all follow her. She is hilarious. And we got a little nugget with Just Pam. When we come back, it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
So the Plastic Cup Boys, for people who don't know.
That is Kevin Hart's group, Kevin Hart and the Plastic Cup Boys. So when they're on tour with Kevin, I work at McDonald's on fries.
Stop it.
But when they're not on tour with Kevin, they have their own tour that they do. So when they're on tour alone, then I'm with them. So
And they have a special on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Yep, because I watched that.
I'm laughing my mask off.
Now, tell me how you even hooked up with them.
Naeem Lynn from Plastic Cup Boys is actually a childhood friend of mine. Naeem is going to kill me for telling this story, but he knows this is my story. So when I was like 5, Naeem used to live across the street from my grandmother. And I used to go play with him, and he had this little yellow bouncy horse.
Was he grumpy back then too?
He was not grumpy.
Okay.
So he had this
5-year-old
little yellow bouncy horse, and I used to go play with the horse. He used to always get on the back of my horse. So in my mind, we went together in my mind.
Trying to visualize Naeem on the back
on the back of my bouncy horse.
Right.
You know, I never let the story go. But literally, we're just childhood friends. And, you know, he went off to college and became a comedian. And, you know, I was just out here, you know, working a regular job and stuff. And then, you know, finally I was like, I'm going to try it. And I reached out to him first and was like, you know, what do you think of this? And he was like, just try it, you know, do it. And I tried it one time, and it was pretty addictive, and I was actually pretty good at it, and I just kept going.
So tell me about that first time, because I've seen some people in their first ever sets previously, and some people feel like they can just do it. Like, okay, I'm funny, let me just get on stage. What was your first time like?
My first time wasn't even that bad. It was actually pretty good. I think I did like 12, 13 minutes.
That's a long time.
Who are you telling?
That's like 4 rounds in boxing.
Yes.
That's a long time.
I did like 12, 13 minutes, and it was like awesome. And when I got off stage, there was somebody there who saw me and was like, I got a show coming up and I want you on it.
Wow.
And it never stopped from that moment.
What'd you do to prepare for that?
Literally, it was the day before. I called somebody and was like, hey, if you wanted to be a comedian, what do you do? How does this work? And he was like, meet me at this spot tomorrow at 8. And I showed up at the spot. I didn't have no set. I had nothing. I didn't know what I was doing.
That's bold.
Yes, the day before. And it was literally just off of me asking him, like, what if? And this is my what if.
Right now, we are in the middle of Mastery of Comedy. We have the only woman who's part of the Plastic Cup Boys. That is Just Pam. Now, when you say you had a regular job first before you decided to go, and what's the regular job?
Yeah, I still have a regular job.
Okay, no, and people need to know that.
I do.
Right? They might think Pam posting all these flyers and having all these shows and hanging out with Kevin Hart and Naeem Lynn and Donnell Rawlings. But you still have a regular
And
job.
I still have a regular job. Yes.
Okay.
I am a customer service manager at a payroll company.
Okay.
So I deal with payroll. Like, I got a serious job.
It's
too.
a real job. You can't
I got a
joke, some
job.
people money.
So that's what I do. And I've been in like retail management for like forever. So that's always what I did. So it was hard to get into comedy because I was always working like 1 to 11 or, you know, those weird time frames. So I could never even really find time to do shows. So when my parents died, that was like the breaking point for me. Both of my parents passed away during COVID. My mom and dad passed away like a month apart.
Wow, that's tough.
And during that whole time frame, I was already into comedy. My mother was like my biggest fan. Like, she pushed and pushed me and was like so excited. Like, if she knew I was here right now, she would be outside with like a Just Pam poster in the hallway. I promise you.
We need that.
She is like that person. So when they passed away, there was like so much going on at the same time. I remember being, I forgot what city we were in. We were with the Plastic Cup Boys somewhere. And I was like on Zoom with my mom, like in her like literally final stage. And as I'm hanging up, literally, I'm hanging up the phone, and they're like, coming to the stage, Just Pam.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, and I ended up having like one of my greatest performances on stage. And everybody was like, how? To this day, I still don't know how I was able to pull that out. But through that whole period, I never canceled a performance. I never, I think the day of my father's funeral, I had a show that night. It was I had to keep going. And that was like my relief. That was my outlet. But I feel like now my mom is like guiding my ship. It's so weird. Everything that I say kind of comes to pass. I was like, I want to meet Angela Yee. I remember saying that. I did. I promise you. I said, I want to meet
Naeem hit me up
Angela
about
Yee.
you, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, Naeem.
I was like, I want to meet Angela Yee. I want to do this. And everything that I said I wanted to do happened.
That's amazing.
Yep. So I just keep speaking that positivity into existence because it's happening.
What are some of the hardest things about this as a career, though, for people who don't know?
The hardest thing is, it's not even about being funny. It's really more so about trying to get noticed. It's about trying to get somebody to see something in you that nobody else can see. Everybody was like, oh, she reminds me of a young Monique. Oh, she reminds me of a this. And then you see my set and be like, I've never seen anybody like her, and I think we could do this with her, So the hardest thing right now for me is like trying to find an agent that's going to benefit me. I don't want to be represented as, yep, she just the big girl comic and she just going to come out here and tell big girl jokes all day.
You're not the big girl, Just Pam.
But that's how they want to represent me. They want to brand me as that. And I don't mind it because that's what I represent. But I want you to see past that. I don't want you to only see that when you see me. I want you to be like, forget the female, forget the black, forget the big girl. This woman was funny. That's it.
Well, Just Pam, let everybody know how they can find you and also keep up with you, go to the shows, watch the sketches, all of that.
Yes, you can find me on social media, on Instagram at @IAM_Just Pam.
All right, Just Pam, thank you so much. This is Mastery of Comedy on Way Up with Angela Yee. And when we come back, we have Yeetie. We'll be talking about finding your roots. Van Jones went on, and he got quite emotional when he learned about his ancestors. Maino's going to do this too, by the way.
I am.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it is time for that Yeetie. Maino is here. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Happy Thursday.
Yes, happy Thursday. We love it. You love Thursday. It's your favorite day of the week.
Thursday is my favorite day of the week.
Why?
Because it's right before Friday. And
Almost Friday.
Yeah, it's almost Friday. It's Friday Eve.
Okay.
I love
Friday
it.
Eve. And let's get into this Yeetie. Finding Your Roots. Van Jones is on that show.
Okay.
And what's really interesting is that he learned his ancestors were free before slavery ended. Here is what that sounded like when he got this information.
Man, what's that mean? Does it mean they're white? No. What's the only alternative? They weren't slaves. They were free people. Free. That's crazy. So your Kirkendall family was free 13 years before the Emancipation Proclamation. I'm glad to hear that. I had a hard time even getting my head there. It didn't even occur to me that would be a possibility.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Finding Your Roots is an amazing idea for a show.
I want to do it.
Maino, you should.
I need to find out where I'm from.
Let's get you on
Yeah,
here.
let's get Maino on Finding Your Roots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoever the
because-
producer is, can you hit up Angela Yee so we can hook
Please,
this
help
up?
me
We'll
out.
hit them up. You know, a lot of people have been on there. Viola Davis was on there. We saw that one. Jim Acosta, Julia Roberts, Edward Norton, Tamara Mowry, Niecy Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Maino on there, and then you know you're going to get emotional.
Why not?
You are. You're going to get
What
emotional. Do you know anything about your roots? Like,
No, I know that my mother's family is from St. Thomas and St. Croix.
Okay.
Right? So
but
they
by
West
way of
Indian-
where, right?
Right, by way of where. And then my father, I don't even know. I just know that he was light-skinned, right?
Okay.
And I don't know where his family is from. I don't know if they
Where
from
was
the
he born?
South. That I'm not even sure about. He definitely grew up in New York. My mother was born here, but my grandmother was born in St. Thomas.
Okay.
Her mother was Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Wow, you are all mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great for you. We're
That
going to
would be
set
great
that up.
for
Maino,
me.
no lie, we're going to set this up.
And then we might find out like me and Jasmine is related.
We probably are related because you get on my nerves like you my brother.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
No, I really want to do that though. That's something that I always wanted to do.
Okay. And speaking of things people have always wanted to do, Mary J. Blige was on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and she talked about the role that she's always wanted to play. Here's what she said.
I always wanted to play Nina Simone because I want to learn how to play the piano. I want to learn how to, and I love her songs. They're very dark and moody, and I can always find a place for that. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to play her.
Man, that would be amazing.
I think that would be a good. I think that's a good casting, actually.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I told you I went to go see Nina Simone.
You did.
It was one of the most amazing concerts and amazing moments, experiences that I ever had.
You ever listen to the music?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, she listened to it obviously because she went. I've never seen. Have you ever seen Nina Simone in concert?
No, I never seen her in concert, but I watched her though.
I've seen her documentaries.
Yes, indeed.
And I feel like Mary J. Blige has the depth to play that role.
And you know what kind of pain she'll be drawing from? We would love to say. She has a new children's book out, by the way. It's called Mary Can.
Oh, cute.
All right, and Lionel Richie, he was recently on The View with his American Idol fellow judges, Katy Perry and Luke Bryan, and he was talking about how All Night Long is no longer All Night Long. Here's what he had to say.
When I wrote All Night Long, it was truly all night long. Now my All Night Long is down to a fierce 15 minutes, but don't worry about it. We'll talk about that later.
15 minutes, that's long, bud.
Damn right.
Is 15 minutes a good amount of time?
Yeah. That's about average.
Sometimes. But
What you want it to go? How long?
15 minutes is okay, but it's not like I don't want that all the time. Sometimes I would like a little longer sometimes.
No, 15 to 20 minutes is probably average. Maybe even shorter than that. If you look it up, I think the average sex is probably between.
Have you looked this up?
10. Yeah, look it
Angela,
up.
can you do a deep dive?
Let me
very
do a
quickly?
deep dive.
You ain't getting no 30, 40 minutes.
Average sex time.
Straight.
What Angela is shocked right now. What's the average sex time, Angela?
It says here 3 to 7 minutes.
Told you.
And then it says vaginal sex that lasts 10 to 30 minutes is considered too long. But this is just according to a survey.
But this is a fact. You never had sex 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yes, for sure.
Have I ever?
Yes.
No, is that common?
No, it's not. I would like somewhere between 15 and 30.
He was on something if he did 30.
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think so?
I don't.
You wouldn't know?
Well, listen.
Okay.
Lionel Richie says now he only lasts 15 minutes, so I guess that's not bad.
How old is he? Because I feel
73.
Like that's good for 73.
I actually met Lionel Richie. Look, I have a story for everything. At the iHeart Festival last year.
You met everybody.
I was at the iHeart Festival. He was performing. I was backstage, and I normally wouldn't be. I was like, oh, Lionel Richie, because he was walking past me.
Hello?
he said he's giving a fierce 15. I like that.
I'm giving a good 22. That's it. I'm out of there.
I like that you sang hello, but you sang the hello version from Kes and the band.
No, that's his version.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
He sang the right version.
Yeah, that's
But the way you did it just now, it sounded
that's
like
the Lionel. No, I'm good. I got the Lionel voice.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are stories that are not necessarily headline news. They are flying under the radar, but still important. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
In the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it is time for Under the Radar with Maino.
Yes, I'm here.
And Jasmine from the Jasmine brand.
I'm here.
And these are stories that aren't headline news, but we definitely want to make sure you know about them and that you're aware. We feel that they're just as important.
Okay.
All right, and this one's really sad. This Florida couple has been kidnapped in Haiti. They were an American couple on a trip to Haiti, and they've been held for ransom. Now, the story keeps on changing. I know you saw this, Maino and Jasmine. Yeah, so right now they're asking for $200,000 per person ransom. So that's $400,000 altogether. That is Jean Dickens Toussaint and his wife, Abigail Toussaint. They were abducted while they were there for a festival and a family visit. According to a news outlet, they were on a bus from Port-au-Prince when they, along with their escort, were taken. Now, initially, the kidnappers asked for $6,000 for the couple's release.
Right, which doesn't sound like a lot compared to the next number that they wanted.
Somebody told them that they could get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe they gave them like $2,000. They were getting ready to give them that money, and then the kidnappers said, you know what, $200,000 per person. They said once we sent the money, they tried to up the price, and they were like, we don't have that type of money.
Yeah.
The family does not have that money, and so the FBI has neither confirmed or denied an investigation into the kidnapping. But that's, their guidelines. They don't really do that.
Was the escort taken with them too? Is the escort kidnapped?
Yeah, they were kidnapped. The escort too.
And they have a child together that just had a birthday.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, the family is saying that they were worried. They told them not to go, but they wanted to go. And according to the family, and this woman, Christy, she identifies herself as their niece.
Okay.
She said, I do have the worst case scenario playing in my head, but obviously I don't want that to happen. We just want to hear their voice as proof that they are still alive.
Oh my gosh. It's so sad.
Right now, the U.S. State Department labels Haiti under the level 4 do not travel advisory, and that's as of December 2022.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, that is.
I'm praying for their safe return, though.
For sure.
All right, and the FDA has approved Narcan for over-the-counter sales. We've been following this story for a while. They've been trying to get this done. That's a prescription nasal spray that reverses opioid overdoses. So now it's over-the-counter.
Okay.
That's what the cops use.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so like it was footage of a cop ODing by mistake because she ran up on somebody that had some drugs on them and it had fentanyl in it, and then she was going through like a seizure or something, and they used that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, this is going to be available for people in big box chains, in vending machines even, and in supermarkets, convenience stores, gas stations, even online with retailers.
I think they need this in clubs, and I think they need this in schools, too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like immediate access,
No, they probably just sell it, and then just whoever's just using drugs, just keep it in their pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like if, you have an allergic reaction.
It's like having an EpiPen.
You think you're having an OD, just...
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but what this does is it blocks an opioid's effect on the brain, and so as this overdose crisis has worsened, there's been more than 100,000 drug-related deaths in the U.S. For each of the last 2 years. And so for people who use drugs, for their friends, for their relatives, being able to access this prescription medication has been kind of hard for some people. And so what they had before was access laws in every state that allows pharmacists to have a standing prescription so that they can dispense that to anybody who requests it, but many pharmacies choose not to do so. They prefer not to engage customers around illicit drug use, especially without a doctor's oversight. And so now this over-the-counter status will make it a lot easier. And the only thing that could be a problem now is the cost of it.
Okay. I'm all for this, FYI.
Right. Now, a 2-dose pack of prescription is often free if you're covered by Medicaid or private insurance, or you have a copay of less than $10. But now, for instance, in Manhattan, one pharmacy is charging $98 for the box, and then there's another chain in New Jersey that charges $73.
I'm gonna get me some.
Yeah, just to have, right?
Just
in
to
case.
have. You never know when you're outside and you bump into somebody.
Keep it in your car.
Kiss somebody. They got drugs on their lips.
Oh, you need it for yourself. I thought you was out here trying to save someone else's life.
No,
I was, but I didn't know where Maino was going with this.
That's what I thought. I thought Maino
I'm
was like,
saving mine, baby.
You know Maino likes to kiss.
Is that true?
That's not true, but I'm saving mine just in case, though.
Ladies, Maino like to kiss.
Okay.
A little sugar here and there.
Give me some sugar. All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar stories, and it's Way Up with Angela Yee. When we come back, we have the Way Up mix coming at the top of the hour. Plus, Omarion will be joining us. You heard how I did that?
Do it again.
Omarion.
Whoa, that was your singing voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you got it like groceries.
Oh, what a line to sing. Out of all the lines, that's where we went.
Trigger.
Right. Well, he's going to be joining us. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Happy Thursday.
Also, new Maino. Maino is in the building.
Still here.
And Rosie Perez is on the cover of Variety, and she really told it all. All right. She's starring in The Flight Attendant, and she talked about her former agent. She did not name her former agent, but she said that she was encouraged to undergo cosmetic surgery, and that was so she could land more roles early in her career. She said, I don't want her to be canceled, but she told me that if I dyed my hair blonde and got a nose job, I can get you more jobs because you're not black. She said, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my goodness, like, thank you, fired. And then she said after she fired her agent, she had nobody, she had no money. And she said the agent in question also encouraged her to pass for white.
Sheesh.
What?
Can you believe that? But a lot of people did get nose jobs.
She didn't do it, though, did she?
No, she didn't do it. She fired her agent.
I love Rosie Perez. I feel like I grew up off her, man. Like, do the right thing. White man can't jump.
Yeah.
Her new agent helped her book Do the Right Thing.
Yeah, her
and
new
White
agent
Man
got her
Can't
Do the
Jump.
Right Thing, got her White Man Can't Jump, and that's what really jump-started her career. But she said there is still a really long way to go for representation. It's just not enough. And when we do get our stories told, we have some executive who knows nothing about who we are as people, and they're like, can you spice it up a little bit? You want to punch these people in the face. And then if it's too real, could you pull it back? Because we don't want the audience to feel offended. And people are getting sick of it. I think that's the reason why Everything, Everywhere, All at Once was such a big winner. That's the movie at the Oscars that won like all of the big awards. I think it won like 7 Oscars.
Yep.
I still got to watch it.
We tried, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, Maino, you could set Jasmine up with a date night to watch.
No. Well, it might be good for him because I'm definitely not going to watch that.
You're not going to watch it?
That might be good for him.
You would rather be on a date.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, in addition, she also talked about making peace with Spike Lee. Okay, so, she did audition for Do the Right Thing. She said, people think that Spike just discovered me and gave me the role. No, he made me work for it. And she had talked about how uncomfortable she was over a nude scene in the movie.
Right.
But she said, in our cancel culture, some people need to be canceled. And when I was telling the story, people were ready to cancel Spike Lee and cancel me for saying something. And I was like, you know what? This is getting out of hand. She said, here's the thing. It happened. We discussed it. We made up. We hugged it out. And we're still friends to this day. And sometimes people need a chance to say, I'm sorry. For a man of his stature to say, I'm sorry is huge. But that's why I don't like to talk about it because people get too crazy.
Is that the scene with the ice?
Yeah, remember that?
The Ice Cube, yeah.
That seemed like that would be so uncomfortable.
I know.
And you can't just do it one time. You got to do it multiple times.
Yeah.
You're in the room with a bunch of people.
And then everybody sees it forever, too.
Yep.
And that role that they played, right, it just seems so perfect. Like, she was just so perfect for that. Just so the head just sounds like crazy to me because it felt like that they were made for those roles.
She's a good actress.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about another role. Omarion, he has his docuseries out.
Yes.
Omega, The Gift and the Curse. And recently he was on Sway in the Morning, and today he's going to be on here with Way Up with Angela Yee.
Okay.
But when he was on with Sway, he talked about meeting Taye Diggs. Here's what he had to say.
I just met him for the first time, and he seems like a cool dude, you know what I mean? And he has kids of his own, so, and he's an older man, so, I only expect, good things from him.
How did that meeting go?
It was cool. We met at my son's. It was a class project, and he came through, and it was cool. Nice to meet you. It's all good.
Now, Taye Diggs, of course, like he said, is dating his children's mother, April Jones, and so he's around the kids. You got to make sure y'all all know each other, right, Maino?
I mean, as long as I could beat him up.
Oh my God!
Who you think could win a fight between Taye Diggs and Omarion?
Oh well, I was thinking me. So
I know he was.
Yeah.
Do you think you could beat up Taye Diggs?
Yeah, definitely.
You think you could beat up Omarion?
No, he could probably beat Omarion. I'm just joking, though.
But thank goodness that Maino doesn't fight anymore.
I'm just playing.
Non-violent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, it is Women's History Month, where we are celebrating women. And today we are going to be talking to somebody live in the flesh, Kamara Jones. She is the Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs and the top communicator at the Department of Health and Human Services. So get ready for it. Happy Women's History Month. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Celebrating the ladies during Women's History Month.
All right. Well, it is Women's History Month on Way Up with Angela Yee. And we have a very special guest in the studio with us.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
I didn't even introduce you yet.
I know. That's how excited I am.
Kamara Jones is here, Acting Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You got it exactly.
That's a long
right.
title.
It is a long title, and I can tell you what it means very shortly. I'm the top communicator at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. This is the department that is responsible for enhancing the health and well-being of all Americans and also strengthening supports for children and families. So we are 90,000 people strong in terms of employees, and we have a nearly $3 trillion budget.
And you're the top communicator.
Yeah, so I lead the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs. We have 80 employees. We have several divisions, Broadcast Division, Freedom of Information Act Office, press, social media, speech writing. We do it all, but we are the top communications department at the department. We oversee all of the communications departments at the agency. So Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the Food and Drug Administration,
the CDC,
NIH.
baby. We dealt with them a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at the Department of Health and Human Services right now, right?
Yes.
What is going on? Are we still in a pandemic?
So COVID is not disrupting our lives the way it was. And that's because the Biden-Harris administration has made a concerted effort to make sure vaccines, tests, and treatments are widely available, including in underserved communities. So we can live our daily lives now. Is COVID still with us? Yes, about, I think, 250 people die a day.
And then with these variants that keep on changing, some people will be like, oh, I'm glad I never got the vaccination because now it's different. And then they're saying this is not effective against this. I just want you to break all of that down. Then there's also new vaccinations that come and they're like, this one's outdated.
So the latest vaccine is the updated COVID vaccine. You may hear it referred to as the bivalent vaccine or the bivalent booster. We call it the updated COVID vaccine. That will give you the highest level of protection against the latest variants. We're still monitoring COVID to see what, if any, new variants we need to be worried about. But right now, as long as you have that updated COVID vaccine, you are going to greatly reduce your risk of severe illness, hospitalization, and death. And among those who get COVID, if you're vaccinated, you're less likely to get the symptoms related to long COVID.
Now it is coming to a close of Women's History Month.
Yes.
So I want to make sure we do celebrate. And I know you have some women that you want to make sure that you honor.
Yeah, and I have to back up a bit. So I told you I lead the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, a mouthful. And we're running a campaign right now featuring women health professionals who played a key role during the pandemic. And one of them is a New York City nurse. Her name is Sandra Lindsay. She was the first person after the clinical trials to get the COVID vaccine here in New York City. She's in conversation. So we have an ad with her and Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett. And Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett, she's at Harvard now, but she was at the National Institutes of Health. Have you talked to her before?
I feel I've seen her on the news.
Yeah, and Dr. Fauci talks about her a lot. So, there was some hesitancy in several communities when it came to the vaccines, including the Black community. And one of the things we were telling people, which is true, is a Black person helped create the vaccine. And the person we were talking about is Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett. So she's in an ad. We also have Dr. Ada Stewart, who's a family physician. She's actually the chair of the American Academy of Family Physicians. She didn't get her medical degree until she was 40.
Wow.
I love that. And she talks about the kids that she was working with as a resident. They're a doctor now that they're in their teens. And she's really about closing gaps in her community. We also have Dr. Moira Salaji. She's a pediatrician. She thought she was going to be an endocrinologist, but she was talking to a kid one day and it made her realize that her true calling was to be a pediatrician. And then last but not least, another one of our very own is Dr. Namanje Bumpus, who's the chief scientist at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. She's the second Black person in the role. She had her own lab at Johns Hopkins.
Nice.
And so we have a lot of glass ceiling breakers in this campaign that we're running. And I told you our slogan is "We can do this." So our slogan for this particular campaign is "Women can do this." So.
I love it. And I love the fact that, by the way, I just want to point out that Kamara Jones did not need not one note to remember every single one of those names.
When she was talking, I was like, damn, I wonder when she memorized this.
You are good.
This is impressive.
But honestly, we want to thank you so much for coming through and giving us this valuable information. And we want to make sure that we honor you as well. It's Women's History Month and the work that you're doing is so important. And you're uplifting other women as you climb too.
Thank you.
Kamara Jones, thank you so much. Where can people find you?
Oh, gosh. HHS.gov. Actually, I'm on Twitter. HHS_spokes. SPOX. So.
Cute picture, too.
Oh, thank you.
With the little
see her with popping glasses.
And the pearls.
Uh-huh.
We see you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kamara Jones, for joining us. Again, she is the Acting Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And it is Women's History Month, so we celebrate Kamara Jones. And when we come back, Omarion is going to be joining us. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, and what I'm excited about right now is we are in Detroit.
Yes, I love it here, FYI.
I know. Me too.
This is like your second home.
Yeah, this is my stomping grounds, but I'm actually here to do something at Pencil Lewis College.
Okay.
And I'm working with Pepsi on this, and so it's just really celebrating the students here, showing support for them, and also showing support for the work and their futures in the design industry. You know that I've been doing a lot in Detroit and investing in the city for years.
Yes.
And so design, I think just just seeing these kids developing their own eye for design is also really important. And I want to see some of the creative designs that the students are going to be showcasing. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see everything.
Yeah, and what I love about this too, this is the only HBCU in Michigan.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about that too. I didn't know that Michigan didn't have any HBCUs, but they're not a lot across the country, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, and this is, by the way, also the only arts-focused HBCU in the United States.
Oh, that's major. I didn't know that. I went to HBCU. I went to Morgan State University in Baltimore, but that's super impressive, though.
Yeah, so that's Pensacola Lewis College of Business and Design.
Okay.
And so, and I'm looking at their website, doing a deep dive. And you know what their mission is? They said, we exist to lead and empower the progressive creative to create a better individual and collective future. So,
okay, I'm with it.
Yes, it's the nation's first ever reinstated HBCU.
A lot of firsts going on here.
Yeah, I love it. And so I'm excited. And, you know, once I finish later today, I'm going to let y'all know how it goes on About Last Night. But we're also doing the show from out here in Detroit. And we actually have a brand new studio.
What do you think about the studio, Angela?
First of all, love the location because it was quite a drive before.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me before. It was a little further.
Yes. And so we're going to have a good time. But what I would love for you guys to do while we're out here, we're just looking for some really fun places to go to. So if you guys could just add us.
Yes.
At Way Up with Yee. And you can also at Angela Yee. It's Jasmine Brand?
No, at the Jasmine Brand.
Okay. At the Jasmine Brand. Just at all of us.
Yes.
And just let us know where you think we should go to eat, where we should go to shop. You know, we love this city. But what I love is the Black-owned businesses.
Yes. Black-owned, but also food. We love food. And listen, I'm looking at Angela so hard in her eyes like, girl, we need the food. So add us and tell us where we need to eat for sure.
All right. Well, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. When we come back, Omarion will be joining us. I can't say his name regular.
Omarion.
What's your favorite Omarion song?
I got the icebox where my heart used to be.
You don't have to dance with it.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's going to be fun. So he has a new docuseries that's on. It's on All Black and on WeTV, and we're going to talk to him about it. Plus, he has some new stuff going on that I know he's going to want to discuss. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Angela Yee is way up.
On the way up.
All right. Well, Omarion is here. Well,
here we go.
Already started. No, but so we did watch the whole docuseries.
Okay, word.
Yeah, we watched it on All Black.
We did.
Tight.
So congratulations on getting that done.
Thank you.
That was really entertaining.
Yes.
Thank you.
I was like, right. But I also understood why Raz B might have had some issues.
Okay.
You know, because there were things on there, and look, it feels like you had a lot of patience with him, but sometimes it would wear thin. But it feels like he goes through a lot.
He does.
You know, outside of there.
He does, and he has. And, you know, this was just a peek into some of the issues that were going on, you know what I mean, that we were able to capture. But it was so much going on that tour and that experience. And, you know, why it was really important for me to share that is because I've never shared my perspective, you know, or gave my insight to, you know, why things are the way that they have been.
And then we get to see you setting boundaries for yourself too, which is important for people, right? And even there's one scene with Pleasure P, and he's like trying to come in, and he got really upset.
Yeah.
That you were like, okay, you know, not right now. Like, I'm trying to get ready. I need to have myself set up in a certain way. And then you guys obviously were cool again after that.
Yeah.
It's like everybody fights and then makes up, and then I feel like that's a guy thing too.
That's almost, I kind of like that about guys.
Yeah, well, you know, that particular situation was, I was just coming off stage. And usually when I'm coming off stage, you know, there is like a high, you know, that I'm going through. I just performed for an hour, you know, I'm huffing and puffing the whole time. So I need time to just sit with myself and bring myself down. And, you know, he has kind of a sort of open door policy, you know, for people that, you know, he just leaves his door open. That's not really my style. You know what I'm saying?
Unless it's Winnie Harlow and her friend.
Yeah, unless it's Winnie or some other pretty women that are actually, I'm just saying, if they see me huffing and puffing, they might hand me a towel. They're not going to be asking me about business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool that we were able to get past that. You know what I'm saying? Another truth bomb. You know what I mean? That, you know, when you showing up in certain spaces, everybody might not agree and or respect. And it's really important that you create that sense of peace for yourself, especially when we're talking about, delivering a performance.
Did any of your group members have any issues with the documentary?
Hell yeah. I remember
pretty
Raz B
sure.
posted right away. He said he felt it was his trauma that was on there.
Right.
And we got to see it play out, right, with J-Bug, where he had the t-shirt made that said, "I don't feel safe."
Yeah.
And people didn't understand what Raz B was upset about the time. I did think that was very malicious.
I didn't like that.
Well, the truth is stranger than fiction sometimes, and it's deeper than even, what is always displayed, because it has to do with people's psychology and how they see things. It's never been my position to, exploit people's pain, but to tell the truth, sometimes, pisses people off. The truth cuts both ways in that aspect. So
What is your definition of unbothered? Because obviously you have a book and everyone, everyone calls you unbothered.
Yeah,
and it's not that you don't address things, because you like to make that clear, because people were like, he's unbothered, why would he do this then?
Yeah.
But that's not the definition.
So what is your definition of unbothered?
Yeah, so being unbothered is taking the stance to maintain your own personal power. The outside world a lot of the time, can pull you out of that, And, a lot of people react to life, but being unbothered is about being thoughtful and responding.
Okay.
Instead of reacting. So being unbothered is just about maintaining your own personal power.
And I feel like you were very calculating as far as knowing that you were going to have this documentary, because this tour was years ago.
Yeah.
Right. And so knowing all this time that you have this footage and people might be saying things, but you're like, they're about to see.
Yeah.
What the truth is.
Yeah, because the best way is to show people,
Right.
And I could have done a gazillion interviews,
right,
but I've done that before, and it's always been picking apart, or why are you doing this, or why are you doing that? But when you see the footage, ain't no lying about that.
Yeah.
Ain't no lying about the footy.
I also feel like
we got the footy.
I also feel
Let
like
me show you
know how to get your ex-bandmates mad too. Like,
No, I've never intentionally gone after them in any way. I personally feel like the reason why it was important for me to have this documentary is because it's just piled up all over time. I remember when B2K first broke up, I received more of the backlash than anyone, because I proceeded to move forward.
Right.
And that looked like I was leaving them behind.
And having hit after hit after hit.
That's what I'm saying.
Didn't help.
So that looked like, Omarion don't really care, when that was not the case.
They kicked you out the group.
Essentially, yeah.
Right. So, because in the paperwork, I know they said that you're not in B2K and you can't use it.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it was.
How could that even happen?
Well, because the business was so convoluted, and it was really just not being managed properly, and us being kids, it was just a lot of confusion. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, really, more than anything, we were being separated. It was like, oh, okay, y'all go over there since y'all want to do your own business, which really in hindsight, there was nothing wrong with that. Right. You know what I mean? But that's not how they made us feel. They essentially kind of pit us against each other. You know what I mean? And I remember, I talk about this in the docu. I remember hearing on the radio, the station in LA, and them like, talking about well, we're looking for a new lead singer. And I was just offended. I was completely offended.
Sheesh.
Like, for real? Like, y'all really don't have no respect for me. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna keep it pushing. So just that energy alone, and not being able to be like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, y'all doing your thing. Like, if you decided you want to stay over there, it's all good, man. Do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was not that. It was very tumultuous. You know what I'm saying?
Getting kicked out was a gift and a curse.
It was. But this whole life can be looked at as that way. You know what I mean? Because we go through certain things in life that, needs to show us things about who we are and how we set boundaries for ourselves. And see, growing up in front of the public eye, people will never truly, understand unless they're in that position how that feels all of the time. Yeah. And it's like the weight of the world. You know what I mean? So for me to be able to speak my piece through this documentary has really freed up a lot of, my experience that I felt was adverse. Going back down 15 years later, performing with people, not being around people, and seeing like, a lot of these issues really don't even come from us.
Right. Yeah.
They come from outside people, and just realizing that is like, that's deep. That's deep. Because
and seeing how you affect the fans, like when you see those women going crazy, crying.
Yeah. And the fans feeling like Omarion is holding that up. You know what I'm saying? Like that didn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really always feel like I was able to, expand the way that I wanted to expand as some other artists that were in groups.
All right, well, Omarion is here. We got some more with him when we come back. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
In the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and Omarion is here. And you have a new project dropping May 5th. Is that still the date?
Yes, that's the date. We just dropped the first installment to the album, Full Circle. It's called Big Vibes. So new music coming. We got a lot of good things. You know what I mean?
Is this album done? Is it finished?
Album is done in the can, and this is Sonic Book 1, and then I'll release a Sonic Book 2 this year as well. So y'all gonna be getting a lot of, slaps from Omarion.
Now, why Full Circle?
Cause it's an O. My whole experience, it's a full circle moment. The documentary is a full circle moment for me. All of the people that I've worked with, that are coming back into my space. Life is funny like that. I did not want to do the Millennium Tour, but it was one of the best things that I've ever could have done,
nice.
Because I was able to go back to, young Omarion.
Right.
I was able to go back to see like, this was that feeling, and a lot of artists don't get that opportunity.
And it ended up being the Omarion tour, really.
Yo, and you know what? That was such a blessing, because like for real, my team had to like really sit me down and be like, you singing all these songs, these records is yours, because of my experience with B2K. I didn't want to deal with that, you know what I mean? And I needed to be reminded of all the hard work that I did, everything, that I put in, because a lot of people don't understand this about artists, but all of our experience is not great, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you share with this particular album or this particular song, might have been pain for us, and a way to release, our creativity to get ourselves on a new level, you know what I mean? But even with all of the adverse experiences, it was a major lesson, and it was a lot of information that I needed to receive and pat myself on the back for all my hard work with going on that tour. And I'm so glad that I did it.
Break it down for me. How did that happen, though? Because we saw in the documentary it was B2K, and then Raz-B ended up getting kicked off the tour, and we saw that happen. But then how did it end up just being you?
We kept the Millennium Tour brand very much so like the Scream Tour brand alive. After we transitioned from the first Millennium Tour that was with the group, and obviously we weren't moving on, together as a group, it became me and friends.
Right.
So we kept that business going. After the last Millennium Tour, though, I wasn't on the last Millennium Tour. So yeah, we transitioned into another tour series. But yeah, we kept it going because history has shown us, has shown me and those fans of all those 2000 classics that there's an actual market for it.
Clearly.
So,
very clearly.
Yeah, so we had to keep that going.
Would you ever be open to, obviously they don't, your group members don't have your number anymore, but would you ever be open to, doing a project or revisiting? I know you get asked that all the time.
Yeah.
But this is a question for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything is possible. I'm obviously focusing on myself right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would say anything is possible. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And then in terms of R&B male singers, who would you put on your Mount Rushmore? And you can't include yourself.
Okay. Well, a lot of my Mount Rushmore is from the past.
Okay, that's fine.
Saying? Donny Hathaway.
Okay.
And we talking vocals, right?
Whatever we talking
okay,
whatever you want it to be.
Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, and who would be number 5?
I thought there's only 4.
I'm gonna give you one more.
Okay, he's gonna give us an extra person.
Yep, and 5 is gonna be Frankie Beverly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So all real soul singers that sing from the gut, yeah.
Well, Omarion, thank you so much for coming through on Way Up with Angela Yee. I always have you check in from time to time on all my different platforms.
Yes.
This one was different than the last one you were on.
We was talking freaky on your other platform.
Lip service,
yeah.
But again, make sure you guys watch. We really thoroughly enjoyed the docuseries.
Thank you.
So Omega, The Gift and the Curse, and then of course, Unbothered is out, and the new project is coming out, Full Circle, May 5th.
Yes.
And right now, Big Vibes.
Big Vibes.
Way Up with Angela Yee. Thank you, Omarion.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we have Last Word. That's when you guys call in 800-292-5150. It could be during the show. It could be when we're not even on the air. It could be over the weekend. And you guys get to have the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
All right, Way Up with Angela Yee. It is Thursday, Friday Eve, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes, I am here.
And you know, Maino is here, but he's getting a little faint because he hasn't eaten yet.
Yeah, he's doing that Ramadan, and God bless him.
But we do want to thank you guys for joining us today. And thank you to Omarion for coming through. I said it right. Omarion.
Omarion.
Yes, we had a great time talking to him.
I wish to be as unbothered and calm as Omarion.
But unbothered does not mean you calm either.
Well, you take a beat and you think before you react, right?
You can do it.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can do it.
Yeah, I've been doing it already.
You sound bothered already right now.
Jury's still out.
All right. Well, you guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Right now, we are in Detroit. So if you see us, say what up.
What up, though?
What up, though? And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. But again, this show is all about you. That's why you guys get to have the last word. 800-292-5150. Let's hear it.
Good morning. My name is Janita, and I just want to take the time this morning to shine a light on me and my husband. Coming up June 8th, it'll be 15 years we have been together and 10 years we have been married. So I just wanted to shout out to Black Love and shine a light on me and my husband, who's 11 years older than me and deals with all my craziness. I love you, Mr. Rhodes.
Hey, Angela. I was listening to the show today, and I'm super excited that they're starting to administer Narcan for people to get that more freely. But I do think it's really important for people to know that we need to start having trainings on how to use it and how to store it, because I heard you guys saying how you will buy them and keep them in your car for people, which ideally is a good idea, but Narcan is something that you have to have at a certain temperature. So if it's not kept at a certain temperature, it won't be as effective when you administer it to people. So I think we definitely need to start looking into trainings and how to properly use it. That's it. It's your girl, Emerald Jewel Cox. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.
I want to shine a light on my father, Leonard Townsend. He raised 8 children, 4 girls and 4 boys, when my mom passed away in 1972, and he raised all of us on his own. We're all doing good. We've never been in trouble. We're all striving, living well, and my dad is doing good as well. So I just want to shine a light on my dad, Leonard Townsend, for being mom and dad. We love you. My name is Gertrude Bramlett.
What's poppin', Angela? I just want to say congratulations on your new show. And so far, so good. I've been listening. I've been on your Instagram, just watching what you're posting and interacting with you, interacting with other people that comment on your Instagram. And I just, like I said, I just want to say congratulations. And so far, so good. I like what I hear when I listen to your show on iHeartRadio, on the app. It's me again. But no, it's a real though. Bring me on the show. Matter of fact, bring me on lip service too.
It's showtime. Yeah, I'm about to tear it up.
You tapped in and Way Up with Angela Yee.
I want it now.